What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting to you from the D post workout. I'm gonna get right into this one, man. Angel Reese. And let me preface this by saying I'm not an Angel Reese hater. I like Angel Reese, but I don't think she's taking basketball all that seriously. Angel Reese has not been great in the WNBA. Her rookie season, the rivalry that they was trying to build up between her and Caitlin Clark was not a rivalry at all. They had a rivalry on the collegiate level. This is true. And Reese bested her when it came to the championship game. Beating her, taking the national championship. It was a rivalry then in the pros. It has been anything but. Caitlin Clark was flat out better than her last season. And this season, Caitlin Clark is looking to be even better than she was last season. It is very clear that during the offseason, she was in the gym. She was hooping. She was trying to get better because she's already evolved. You can already see it. She has evolved in her sophomore season. Angel Reese, on the other hand, I just don't really think she's taking hooping all that seriously. It's like she want to be an influencer or, like some sort of fashionista or whatever you want to call it. She seems like she wants to be a social media presence, not really a basketball player. And I get it, because if you heard, the basketball money is crumbs compared to what she making outside. So I get it. But nonetheless, you are a professional basketball player and you're one of the people, and this is by your own claim. People aren't just tuning in to watch one person, they're tuning in to watch me too. Okay, if you can't claim that, and then when you play your rival's team, without your rival there, mind you, you drop 4 points, right? You go 2 for 7. I mean, it is just insane. The Fever apparently blew the sky out in this rematch. They had booked the United Center because, they knew there would be demand because Caitlin Clark would be showing up in the town. It was smart, but Caitlin Clark has been hurt, so they booked the United Center and they didn't have a way to fill it up. So they was selling tickets for $3 a pop. So, listen, and I say this, not trying to be funny, not trying to down no sister, none of that. It's very clear that the powers that be don't see you as a draw like that when they had to sell for $3. With you playing, they was $3 each. If Caitlin was gonna be playing, we know they wasn't gonna be $3. So when it comes to Angel Reese, no one can be critical of her without being called, oh, you hate black women, you just trying to down a young black woman, this and that. Man, this is insane to me. We talking about sports. Nobody cares what color you are. We talking about sports. And this is one of the reasons why people don't like the WNBA. Because the criticisms that are levied at NBA players, you can't do the same with the WNBA players. People criticize athletes all the time. If you sucked that game, you're going to get some trash talk from the fans behind it. You're going to get some trash talk from the sports media. You're going to get some ats and all that sort of stuff on Twitter and all that from people that are on there that just shit post daily. That's what it is. This is what happens. And it's existed in every sport, but it's an exception for some reason when it comes to the WNBA. No matter how bad somebody plays, you're not allowed to criticize them without being called a misogynist or a racist. And this is silly. It's why people just don't want to be bothered. You got people saying that the WNBA, why should I support something that when they're providing a product that I don't like or when it's below the quality that I expect from it, I can't be critical of it in any way, shape, or form. Imagine if Amazon only allowed positive reviews for products. You weren't ever allowed to criticize anything. I mean, you know how lopsided that would be? So they want to take this approach with the WNBA, and the fans, what few they have, they don't like that. You know, they want to be free to express, hey, you suck. I mean, it's crazy. Remember, you had Ryan Clark lashing out at RG3, was that like a couple weeks ago or whatever, because he made a comment about Angel Reese, sports related. And then he went making personal attacks at him, talking about his wife being white. And it was very hypocritical because we ended up finding out that Ryan Clark has a white baby mama. So you taking shots at him for his wife being white, but it's not like you don't mess with white women too. So it just was really freaking stupid. He shouldn't have even went there, man. Let the man have his opinion. You know what I mean? Like, let the man have his opinion. Like, this whole putting on the cape and trying to defend bad performances just because they came from a black woman, he ain't gonna defend anybody else. And that was the crux of his argument of why he defended her, purely because she's a black woman. There is no NBA player that if they put up 2 for 7 out of 4 quarters, there is no NBA player that proclaims themselves to be one of the faces of the league, that if they put up that performance, they wouldn't be getting dragged on first take. Stephen A. Smith and them don't even be wanting to get involved. They don't even, because they already know the kickback that they gonna get. Stephen A. Smith not one to run from controversy. He's somebody that very much leans into the villainy stuff. You know, like the whole beef with LeBron, he was just dragging that on and dragging it on and dragging it on. So he's somebody that very much will lean into the villain role and be very annoying and very obnoxious. But even he don't be wanting to smoke when it comes to this. He will talk about WNBA players when they're playing good. He avoids saying anything when they're not. He keeps his mouth shut because he already knows how it's going to be received. You can't be critical. You can't offer any sort of constructive criticism. Speaking of RG3, there's a quote of him saying that if you lock Angel Reese in the gym overnight, she will have 10 points and 10,000 rebounds. Now that sounds really ridiculous, right? That sounds really ridiculous. It's like, dang, man, how hyperbolic of a thing to say. But when you see her put up numbers like she did against the Fever, it don't sound so crazy. Now, keep in mind, they got blown out by the Fever and Caitlin Clark wasn't playing. She's supposed to be one of the faces of the league, and this is her own claim. But she couldn't beat her rival's team when her rival was out. How crazy is that, man? You got blown out by your rival's team and she wasn't even hooping. You couldn't drop more than 4 points against a weakened Indiana Fever team. But people tuning in for you too, and you one of the faces of the league and one of the best. Just all that stuff, man. All I'm saying, if you gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. You can't be talking about how people tuning in to watch you. When people look back, they're gonna remember you as one of the people who, you know, brought eyes in, transformed the game and all that, and then you going out performing like that. It's okay to have some off games. All the greats have off games. I'm not saying that. But, man, you can't go out there and drop 4 points out of a whole game. I'm sorry. That's just unacceptable. You can't be a starter in your league for sure. A starter, an all-star, one of the faces of the league, and drop 4 points out of a whole game. Can't do that. And not expect any criticism. That's just not going to work. Expecting people to keep their mouth shut behind performances like that is just unrealistic. I'm gonna leave it there though, guys. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.